everyone, and good evening, and welcome to the Tuesday Night Live show for March 29th, 2022. Our special guest tonight is Sherri Heath, SoSanta.com, who will be joining us from Indiana, so please stay with us. This is going to be an informative show. We'll be right back after this. This is Tuesday Night Live. Welcome back to tonight's show. We sure hope everyone had as good of a weekend as we did. Got to tell you, it was a fantastic weekend. Give a warm welcome to my co-host, Santa Barry Cummins.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be with you tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining us.
And say hello to our producer, the world-famous Elf Angela. So, guys, this is week 12, season 2, and our guest tonight is Sherri Heath. She will be coming up in a few moments. As many of you here heard on the Tuesday Night Live show, we have been heartbroken by the loss of our Daisy May. If we may, let's bow our heads and have Barry lead us in a prayer. But first, this show is dedicated to the memory of Gloria Grimsley, a.k.a. Daisy May. Our love goes out to Spangle. So over to you, Barry, for our prayer.
Let's bow our heads, please. Dear Lord, thank you for this day, and I thank you for the life of Gloria, Daisy May. Lord, thank you for her joy, her kindness, her friendship, and the enrichment of lives that she touched throughout this red suit community, through the clown community, and through those children that rode her bus each and every day, Father. I pray that you just continue to give comfort to people. We know your scripture says precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of one of his saints, and to be absent from the body is to be in your presence, Lord. And I know Miss Gloria was ready, and it's just a wonderful place where she's at now. And, you know, we're all heartbroken and miss her, Father. And I pray in the upcoming days, weeks, and months, and even years, Father, that you'll give Spangle and Daisy May's family peace, comfort, and a return of joy, Father. And your scripture does tell us that weeping may stay overnight, but there's joy in the morning, Father. Just continue to heal and be with Spangle, meet his needs, Lord. And I just pray just thank you for her life, Lord. These things I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Barry.
All right. We miss you, Daisy. Everyone, if you would, first reach over there, give us a like and share this stream to help build the viewership in this show. And remember, tonight's the last night that you have opportunity to like and share the feed and get in on the scholarship for the School of Santas in Branson, Missouri. And it's now going to be known as the first annual Daisy May Memorial Scholarship. So if you would, like, share, and put in the comments, did all three, and you'll be eligible. And on April the 12th, we will not have a show next week, April 5th, in honor of Daisy May and her memorial service. But April 12th, we will do the drawing for that first annual Daisy May Memorial Scholarship. Thank you. The first half of the Tuesday Night Live show's trivia is sponsored by Derek Dugan's Sleigh Driver Apparel Company. Thank you so much, Derek, for your sponsorship. All right, here we go. Movie of trivia tonight. Which funny and heartwarming Christmas movie can be described using 3 words: spaghetti, snowball, and mailroom? Which funny, heartwarming Christmas movie can be described using the words spaghetti, snowball, and mailroom? Good luck with that.
That's correct. And as always, tomorrow on the Sat Bob's Live group page, the official announcement will be made for both trivia question winners tonight. And keep the answers coming in, and we will figure out who has the first one timestamped the earliest. And we will reveal the answers to this and the other question, our trivia question, towards the end of the show. Back over to you, Barry.
All right. Tonight's guest is actually coming to us from Indiana tonight. She just moved, but she's a graduate of Northwestern High School in Flint, Michigan in 1971. She graduated the University of Michigan Flint campus in 1986 with a bachelor's degree in computer science. She's an accomplished seamstress and co-owner with her husband, Dale, of SewSanta.com, and exclusively specializes in the making of Santa and Mrs. Claus clothing. Please welcome tonight's special guest, Miss Sherri Heath.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sherri. Welcome to the show. And so I guess let's just go ahead and jump in and get started. Let's start off by getting to know you better. Can you tell us at what age did you learn to sew, and who was that that piqued your interest in the craft of needle and threads?
Well, it was my mom, and she did it to keep me out of trouble. So,
Great answer.
Yep, she would set me at her feet with about a doll and say, "Here's some scraps, make clothes." So I did. So it just kind of grew from there.
And what age was that?
That was 5. I was 5 years old.
That's starting awful young. Did you?
Yeah, it was.
Did you poke your finger any with the thread and needle?
I don't remember that. So
Yes,
maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember.
Young. Well, see, then that means it was meant to be, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, since you got your start at such a young age, have you always been in the sewing business, or did you have other jobs or other careers before that?
No, I have sewn all my life, for sometimes for money, sometimes not. But I started out after high school. I went to college at Flint U of M and worked as a waitress. And then I went full time as a waitress for the next 13 years and took college classes as I could. And then when I graduated, my daughter was 6 months old. She was a newbie. And I was a little older than most moms. So I looked around at things, and my husband and I decided that I could go ahead and try a business out of the home sewing. And that's what we did. Started out making doll clothes, of course, and went on up to little kids' clothes, and then to prom and bridal and christening, and just kind of went on from there. I also did some prom for the men, which was glitzy suits for the prom. Wedding gowns. I've copied a couple from some of the top designers that I shouldn't be telling anybody, but but I did. And also designed some for some special brides. Then I went on to pageant. And from pageant, I started with Dale. Dale was wanting me to make him a suit just to surprise our granddaughter. And we did, and she was surprised. And we went to Celebrate Santa in 2010, and we found a lot of Michiganders that were Santas, that we didn't even know existed. We didn't know this whole family existed.
Right.
So we really enjoy the Santa family. We really enjoy being around them, and it was really wonderful to be able to sew for them. And I do like designing the clothing a lot.
Well, I've got to say that waitressing will sure drive you into another business really quick.
Well, it took me 13 years, so
Hey, sometimes you have to do what you have to do just to make ends
yes,
meet, correct?
that is correct. Yes.
Sherry, I wear their suspenders that you have, and I've had excellent wear out of those, and it's just over the top when children see those and everything. Which do you find more difficult sewing? Is it the ladies with the pageant dresses or the Santas? Who's the more difficult customer?
Ladies with the pageants. You knew that before you even asked, didn't you?
We've
Yeah,
heard that before.
I kind of
I
figured
love
some
my
of them
Santas.
might be difficult.
Pardon?
I said I kind of figured some of them might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, yeah. And the clothing, were the clothing is really nice. Somebody's asking, should I answer that question?
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
absolutely.
Okay. We are in Hammond, Indiana. Someone asked where we were. We're in Hammond, Indiana. We moved here because guess what? That daughter that was 6 months old when we started our business lives here with her family and our 3 grandchildren. Well, 3 of our 5 grandchildren. So the other 2 are in Michigan.
And those 2 questions come from Melissa and Cam.
The the sewing experience. I get confused because I read.
Put
I'm
that
sorry.
back up, Angie, please.
Oh, well, thank you. um, don't know if it does me any good sometimes because sometimes I get a little too. What do I want to say? I want to be very careful and very precise when I sew, and sometimes that means going backwards. So backwards is not fun. So
Yeah, Melissa dabbles in doing a little seamstress work and has done a really job at some of the stuff I've seen her do, which she would be considered a newbie in the sewing world, I think.
okay. I'm not familiar with a lot of the other seamstresses. Some of the names I know, some of them are my friends, but I'm sorry, I don't know a lot of the names yet. So
That's okay. Barry, you got a follow up to that?
Yeah, Bruce wants to know, is there a website?
oh yes, it's sewsanta.com. It's SEWSANTA.com. And when you go to the front page, it will show some of my favorites. Not all of them, just some of them. And you can click on, I think if you click on the page, you can go to the pictures, and the pictures will take you to different types like suits and vests and Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus, and then couples. I've done couples now too, so I really enjoy that. So
I was looking at that today, and you got some incredible suits on there.
oh, thank you.
I checked it out.
And most of those were the Santa's ideas. I just expanded on them. So okay.
That's okay. 2 minds are better than 1, right?
Yes, always.
So, Sherri, each year, seamstress in our industry start the year off by opening themselves up to take orders for the year. How soon after Christmas do you guys start taking orders for the year? And how quick does your schedule fill up, or does it?
My schedule is filled up through next year right now. Sorry. It's and I take them, I don't know how to explain it, but I take orders and based on when they come in, and that's when I try to get them out is when they come in. So I'm still working on a few orders from 18, and I'm hoping to finish them all up this next couple of days. So
It's definitely a process. I know
yeah,
that for a fact.
yeah. When I click on pictures, it takes me to Google Drive. Should it do that? Yes, it is a Google Drive. It's a shared Google file on Google Drive.
All right, Sherri, can you talk about the different styles of suits that you make for Santas and the variety of wardrobes you design and make for Mrs. Claus?
Okay. I used to do all the suits in velvet. Well, that's how I started. But then I found out that wool takes embroidery much nicer than the velvet. And I love the wool. But then I've also gone back to the velvet lately because my favorite wool company, Woolrich, went out of business. They sold their stuff to some other country overseas, Germany, I believe. So finding wool that's made here in the US has not been fun. So, and I still have some Woolrich wool, but when it's gone, that'll be it. I won't be able to do, I don't know if I'll find another company. I mean, I'm still looking, but I do have some beautiful velvet, and I also have some polyester wool that looks and feels like real wool. I'm trying to think. I also like to do vests and knickers and casual Santa out of the canvas, the denim. Um, there's another one, suede, canvas, denim, and suede. And depending on where you are in the country, you might prefer the Canada or see, I'm confused. I see a question. Do I ship to Canada? Um, I think I have, but I can't remember for sure. And I would certainly try. And I've gotten goods from Canada, so don't see why not.
So I'm in Alabama where it's real hot a lot of the time.
Yes,
And Bob's in Texas. What would you
yes.
recommend that, say, me being a Santa here as opposed to up in the north? What would you recommend?
If you're doing a suit, you want a full suit, I would really suggest the lightweight velvet because it is lightweight, and I put a it's a moisture wicking lining that I put in that, so it makes it even lighter, and it wicks the moisture away from your body. It's not a mesh. I don't like the mesh, so I don't use the mesh. But this it's 100% polyester, antimicrobial, moisture wicking um, fabric that I put in the lining. And I really like that so far. I even put that in my wool suits, and I've gotten really good comments on it. So even in the robes, they look really nice that way. And they drape well too. Well, usually because they have fur on the bottom. so and the trousers the same. I put that lining in the trousers as well. Um, the somebody's asked Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Charlie, I know her tunic length suede vest looked great. Charlie, I thought you were asking a question. Sorry. Okay.
Now, do you have a favorite suit or dress that you made that stands out in your mind?
I am working on finishing up right now. I'm going to be delivering them in April, and this is something really unique and different. It's denim with white leather. So I'm hopefully going to get some nice pictures of this and display it. So that's right now that's my favorite because that's the one I'm finishing up. So
That's kind of a loaded question. It's like asking, if you had more than one child or more than one reindeer as Santa, which one do you love most?
exactly.
You love them all equally.
You understand that well.
I know you had said something about if you could get it. I'm sure that COVID has changed a lot for you with
Yes.
the chain of goods being, either eliminated or hard to get. So I'm sure
I'm
you've had to improvise in some fact or
I'm
fashion
sure. Yeah,
because of that.
I'm sure I'm not the only one too.
Oh, yeah, supply chains
Fur
is something across the board.
fur has been really bad, really hard to get, and I'm
Melissa
hoping
has
that
a
opens
question
up.
for you there.
Oh, okay. How many hours a week do you sew? The last 2 weeks, no, the last 7 weeks, I haven't sewn at all because I've been packing up my sewing, and then for the last 4 weeks, I've been unpacking my sewing. So I have all my machines up and running now. That was accomplished just today. So so we hope we get back to sewing, and we hope it's going to be. I like to try and sew at least 30 hours a week. The health issues sometimes don't like me to sew any longer than that.
Now I have to ask: does Dale get involved with and help you with the sewing, or does he just supervise?
He cuts the fur, and he also sets all of the crystals, the Swarovski crystals that we put on our suits. He sets those by hand, all of them, and they're rim set with a metal. So he does all of that. I do the designing and the actual sewing, and he helps with those two items. And those are big. Those are really big.
That's fantastic. Barry,
Cutting
you got
that fur.
follow-up questions?
Pardon me?
I was asking Barry if he had any follow-up questions. There's
I
also
had a question on the fur, Sherri. Do you prefer the long fur, short fur? What do you prefer on your suits?
Well, because of COVID, that's a really good question. um, I like the real plush fur. So if it's like 1.5 inches long to 2 inches long and it's really plush, I really like that. If it's the short beaver fur, the faux beaver fur, I really like that too. But that's kind of a different application. And the really plush polar bear, that's my favorite probably. But I don't know how much longer we'll be able to use that because I have a supply, and when it's gone, I don't know if it'll be able to be replaced. So there you have it.
I've
My
got the
take on fur.
polar bear on one of my parade coats, and I really love that. We have a question on the screen there for you, Sherri. What is your favorite sewing machine and favorite embroidery machine?
Okay, that would be my two industrial machines, and the one is a brother. I think it's called an X10, Nexus, maybe. I'm not sure. It's a brother industrial, and I got it. In fact, we had to replace the head because the circuit board went, and those are on the slow boat from China and won't be here till May. So I replaced the head because the circuit board went in the move. It died in the move. I got it. Actually, I got it on my way back from Branson. Was that in 16? I think.
That's correct.
Yeah.
16 was when Branson was.
Yeah. We stopped at the sewing center in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and he showed me this new industrial machine that has it's all operated by foot instead of the knee lift like most industrials have. That is my favorite machine. So that we just got it running yesterday. So that was really good. And then my favorite embroidery machine is my industrial ZSK. It's a 12 needle, and it does beautiful embroidery, really precise, really nice. You said you had a pair of suspenders?
I do.
That was done on the ZSK.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you still have those available, or are you custom making those, or you have those in stock?
I still have those, but that's a box that's not been unburied yet. Okay. So I still have them, and I'm hoping to discover them before April, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Because I'd like another pair.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And April's sneaking up pretty quick here, it seems like. So,
Yes.
all right, Sherri, let's take a short breather right here because it's time in the Tuesday Night Live show that we take a break for a special product announcement. So just stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Okay.
Stop the show. It's time for the Tuesday Night Live Showstopper Special. For this week's StuffForSanta.com Showstopper Special, we'll go straight out to the head clown, at large, and in charge, Mr. Clown Spangle.
Hey, guys. Hey, and first off, I want to thank everybody that sent me messages and everything. I haven't gotten back to them, and I maybe not get back to everybody, but, you know, it's really touched my heart, guys. Thank you. But anyway, this week we're offering our new bell. Really, really nice sounding bell. They're 15. They're not on our website yet, but they'll be $15 on our website. We're gonna give them to you guys for $10, and they've got a leather strap here, kind of real nice. Make a great gift to give, like if you're doing a home visit. It's got real good sound, real heavy, real nice and heavy. Anyways, $10. We'll ship them to you free. Buy them by the dozen. That would help me. Thank you.
Yes, normally the shipping on that would be about $9 each. So he's offering those at $10 with free shipping. If you can, reach out and buy a few of these to help Spangle out at this time, if you could, please. For $10, you could afford to buy a few and give out to that very special home visit, or just that one child that touches your heart. That would be a great gift. Okay, Spangle, stay with us. We're going to do this, and we'll come back for the trivia right after this.
You are watching the Tuesday Night Live show with Bob, Barry, and Angela. Sponsored by StuffForSanta.com and SchoolOfSantas.com, where you can find everything you need to support your Santa and Mrs. Claus business. Remember, if Spangle ain't got it, it doesn't exist. So contact Spangle at StuffForSanta.com today. Now back to the show.
Okay, Spangle, you got the trivia there with you?
I got the script.
Okie dokie, run with it, brother.
All right. In the movie Elf, Buddy the Elf's birth father is a workaholic named Walter. Who is the actor that plays Walter? In the movie Elf, Buddy the Elf's birth father is a workaholic named Walter. Who is the actor that plays Walter?
Very good. As we said, we'll give you the answer to this and the other trivia question towards the end of the show, and keep those answers coming in. And at this time, I want to make a special announcement. This is something that is very dear and near to many of us. Spangle has had this promotion running now for close to 5, maybe 6 weeks now, I think. If you like, share, comment, done all three, he was giving away a scholarship to his School of Santas this summer in Branson. Santa by Scott Parker, Barry Cummins, the Tuesday Night Live show, which includes me, my daughter Angela, and my wife and son, daughter-in-law and son-in-law, are going to give away a second scholarship in Daisy May's name for the School of Santas this summer. Excuse me. That's a second. Now, we've got about 45 folks that has put their name in the proper way. Some have shared it every week since we started this. Each one will go into a hat and be pulled. So we'll have two winners, the one that Spangle is honoring and the one that we are honoring in honor of Daisy May Gloria Grimsley.
Thank you.
It's the least we can do, brother. God bless you.
Thanks, guys.
It's been a tough week for all of us, man. And sorry. Anyway, thank you so much for everything you do, Spangle.
Bye, guys.
Me and Carol will be up on Monday, and we'll see you Monday.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Love you, brother.
Bye.
Sherri, let's move on to another topic that we're really excited about, and that is the Santa family reunion.
Okay.
The original convention that was spearheaded by Charlie and Cindy Lou Thomas ended when Cindy Lou passed away in 2015.
Yes.
Then in 2016, Deborah Ann, and forgive me for not being able to pronounce the last name, but is it Gabrielsick or Gick?
Gabrielsick.
There you go. Okay. I was close. Asked if you would work with her to continue the convention.
Yes.
Why did you decide to accept the offer, and how did you and Deborah Ann come up with the name of Santa Family Reunion as the new name?
Well, the reason I decided to work with Deborah Ann was because I thought it was a good way to thank the Santas for their patronage, I guess, the for how good they've been to me with ordering and everything. And I really enjoy making Santa suits and Mrs. Claus items. And this, to me, this was a way to give back. And Deborah Ann and I came up with that name because to us, the Santa family, the Santa community is a family. And we really want to express that, and we really enjoy that. And we thought that that was a good name for our gathering. So that's why Santa
I
Family
agree.
Reunion.
That's a great name.
Thank you.
Sherri's a Santa Family Reunion. Do they operate as a nonprofit?
They operate as a nonprofit, but we don't have a nonprofit license. And I don't know how to get one cheap, so that's why we don't operate with the license. Does that
Also
make
know
sense?
that Also know that you said in 2019 you were glad to welcome Trish Parrish in as
Yes.
co-director with you. That
Oh, yes.
turned out to be a good decision because Deborah Ann
Yes.
passed away later that year. You both decided to remain co-directors
Yes.
for what was supposed to be the 2021 convention in honor of Deborah Ann, and due to the pandemic, it got postponed to 2023. When will the registration be opened up for the 2023 convention?
We're going to open registration, and vendor sales up will both be opened again in the middle of May, by the middle of May. And the reason for that is because the we don't want to interfere with the IBRBS convention in April. And so we like to wait until that's done before we open everything up. I guess that's all I can say about that.
Well, and we understand that it's every other year. It's a biannual
Yes.
because of the ISC.
Yes.
Keep from competing. That you guys bounce back and forth, and it's so
Right.
local. You mentioned registration for the vendors. Do you have any prices set or anything that you would like to add to the vendors registration?
We don't have the prices for the vendors registration set yet, and we're trying to decide for sure on the actual registrations. And I think we can say for sure on the registrations for everybody, it will have to be $370 this for 23. We didn't want to go that high. We've tried to keep them low in the past, but as everybody knows, the food costs have just went up, up and away. And that's the only way that we can cover the food. And we do have 4 lunches that are buffets, and we have a dinner that's a buffet. And so I hope that'll make everybody happy. We hope.
That's still a great value for the money with everything that comes with that registration. And we all feel the crunch with the numbers. With gasoline prices 40-50% higher. Hotel rooms and convention centers are extremely, have gone up extreme amount. Food, of course, has gone up 40-50%. So, you have to do what you do. You can't operate under a loss. If you just break even, you're doing good nowadays. But that's so great that you tried to hold it down. I know we just had a class this weekend, and Gordon Bailey had a class this weekend, and we tried our best not to have to raise our prices for this year, but it was just something we had to do. So it's understandable.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad everybody knows why. So the vendor prices we haven't settled on yet for sure, but we will have that by the middle of May. And you're right. This is a 6-day convention, so it's 5 days at the convention center, and then 1 day we just do things in and around Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and it's called the Family Fun Day. They gave us a Family Fun Day in March, but we don't make it in March anymore. So we still have our Family Fun Day though.
Sherri, can you tell us the date of that and any special events scheduled, and is the parade going to continue?
We are hoping to have the parade, but they have not approved it yet. So like I said, we're hoping to. We think they will. They did for 19, but we don't know for sure. So if we do have the parade, it will probably be on Tuesday night. We're opening on Saturday with room for the parade because that's our opening ceremony on Saturday. And then on Sunday, the silent auction closes. It starts on Saturday. We're having a fashion show. I'm checking my notes over here. Okay, it's the only way I can do it. Let's see.
Hey,
The
Sherri,
vendor showcase opens
we know
early.
about notes. We got plenty of them.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on. We always have our Keeping Christ in Christmas on, and that will be on Sunday this year. Um, uh, the actual buffet dinner for the formal banquet will be Tuesday night. So, okay.
Imagine that buffet makes a lot of the chefs sweat there with all those round bellies crawling in.
Oh yeah. we have to talk them into providing a little more food for our Santas. So and they do a good job. They've always done a good job for us. So
You know, you mentioned the parade hadn't been approved as of yet. You know, I would
No.
think that that would be a big plus for Gatlinburg due to the fact that the sidewalks are always so deep with tourism and
Yes.
you know, folks that want to see the Santas, Mrs. Claus, elves, and all the participants parade through town. I think that's really, for me, the convention adds so much to the town of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. But the parade, I think, is something that everybody enjoys, even if you don't go to the convention as a red suitor. If you're just there for, you know, the weekend or tourism or whatever.
We have a lot of people tell us that we came because we heard the Santas were going to be here. So they do like their Santas. The tourists like their Santas too. So
So,
okay.
Sherri, tell us about the host convention hotel and the location for 2023. And we talked about the price already. And did you ever give us the cost of the guest rooms? Do you know what that would be yet?
We don't know yet because Gatlinburg will not give us prices until 1 year out. So we've got a couple weeks yet before that 1 year out.
I'm sorry.
That's why it's May. That's why it's the middle of May. So that's why we open the middle of May, because we don't know. And once we do know, we will let everyone know, and we'll let them know which hotels that most of the team are staying in, because that seems to make a difference to people. But we don't pick a host hotel usually. We let everybody pick their own hotel. That way there's different price points and different levels of comfort, I guess you could say. So, and what are the dates for 2023? They are Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm going to be wrong. It's Saturday, April 15th is when registration starts, and that's going to be early in the morning, and it goes through Thursday, April 20th, with the last day at the convention being Wednesday, April 19th.
Very good. Barry, you got any follow-up questions at this point?
No, I'm just excited. Anybody that Santa goes up there. I remember I was up there in 19, walked into the vendor room. You were set up there to the right and real nice and friendly. It's like a kid in a candy store with all that product there. It was great.
Yeah. I didn't spend a lot of time in the vendor room that year because, as you know, Deborah Ann was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, and two, as an organizer, you're spread so thin.
Yeah.
All the events that I've ever either had hand in or, a big part of as far as the planning stages, you wouldn't believe how many different directions you get pulled, especially during the event. There's always little things, people asking questions, pulling you one way or the other. So that's understandable.
And you can thank Trish, because Trish took care of almost all of that on 19, because I did spend a lot of time at the hospital. So I wasn't even there. So
I mentioned this a lot on this show, but things happen for a reason.
Yes.
And you guys bringing Trish in was a godsend because of Cindy or Deborah passing on. And anyway, so let's go back to our viewers at this point tonight and ask them if they have any questions on either So Santa or Santa Family Reunion. We got a comment there. Sherri, my husband and I can help you with your nonprofit status. We do this for many people. We're not sure who that is. If you'll type your name in for us, please. All we're seeing on our end in StreamYard is Facebook user. Bruce Templeton up in Newfoundland. Will the convention details be on the SoSanta.com site?
No, we have a website. We have a SantaFamilyReunion.com website. It's all the words spelled out. SantaFamilyReunion.com. It's on that website.
Any other questions? Comments?
Remember, folks, if you're not watching the live stream but have a question or a comment, just add it to the comment box and we'll do our best to forward it to our guests and get those answered for you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Charlie. That's how you spell it.
Charlie's got you back.
Oh, Ellen Turpening. I will contact you, Ellen. Thank you.
Hey, fantastic person to deal with right there. Ellen was in the Ohio class this weekend at
Was she?
Taught, and gosh, she had such great questions. And at one point, we zoomed the two classes, the Garland, Texas class and the Ohio class together. And she jumped up and had some, like I say, had some fantastic points and questions. Always there to help. Thank you, Ellen.
Great.
JD Williams, Sherri, please tell folks how they can sign up for the newsletter. See, JD's got you back too. Of course, he is part of the, I guess, the committee or whatever for.
He
for,
is.
so
He is
tell
our.
what JD's role is and answer that question, please.
He is team leader for our workshops. And the way to sign up for our newsletter is to go to our website, and down at the bottom of the page, there's a little box that says sign up for the newsletter. Click on it, key in your email and your name, and you'll be on our newsletter.
Thank you, JD. Barry, you want to catch this one?
Yeah, Cam wants to know, said she'd like your newsletter. So,
okay. Yep, that's how you do it. You go to the website and sign up at the bottom. And yes, we always need volunteers for the conference. Definitely. We never turn down volunteers.
What would they need to do? Just contact you?
Contact there's a place on our website, or well, it might not be right now, but we will have it. And if you want to do something, there is a comment box that you can sign up with and go in and tell them that you want to be a volunteer. So yes, we have that covered. We need volunteers. We use a lot of volunteers. So
Melissa is a lot of help. She'd be a great one to have help volunteer there.
Great. Thank you, Melissa.
Any other questions or comments? You got anything else, Barry?
I'm good. Well, Sherri, stay with us, because before we close the show, we have a segment called Santa's Point of View, or Point of View. We use this time as a teaching moment to share tips from our past experiences. Would you do us an honor tonight and share a spot to give our viewers a sewing tip from the Seamstress, please?
We forgot to warn you about the banner. So now the floor is yours, Sherri. Go ahead.
I guess the most important tip that I can give fellow seamstresses, tailors, is if you're thinking of a fabric, I would test it first. Test it to see if it's going to fade or bleed, and use your normal way of cleaning. If you normally use a dry cleaner, try the fur with the fabric and a little sample piece sewn together and send it to the dry cleaner. Or if you're going to wash it by machine and dry it in the dryer, same thing. Put a little sample together and put it in the washing machine and put it in the dryer. If it's going to bleed, that's when it'll bleed. And that will save you a whole lot of heartache. Yes, that's the best thing I can think of right now.
That is a great tip. And I have a little question, kind of a follow-up to that. I know a lot of guys in the past have said that they either bought a coat that didn't have belt loops on it, or they need replacing because of age or wear. I have heard of seamstresses giving tips on where you can grab a little piece of fabric that you might be able to do a repair or something like that. Maybe in the cuff pants or somewhere.
Yeah, if they have pants with it, usually there's always a hem. So yeah, you can usually get enough for a belt loop out of the hem of the pants. Up inside too, sometimes where the fur is added. I don't on my suits, but some places do add a little extra hem there. So if that's available, then that would be a good place. That's the only two places I can think of, is the hem of the pants and the hem of the coat.
Yes, because like any material from boat
Yes.
to boat, it varies in color
Yes.
and even sometimes a little bit of texture, depending on how old the material is opposed to how new the material is. So that's a great tip.
Exactly. Yeah. And if
And
you want those, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you want those belt loops to stay matching the fabric, you do want the same fabric, because no matter what, suits do fade eventually over time, and some materials fade more than others. So if you get a wool and you have a poly, the wool might fade, say 5-6 years down the road, and the poly won't. So
Fantastic. Excuse me. Randy Checker Lee, Santa Checker Lee, Randy Wagner, as some knows. He says that he would like to volunteer also. Put that back up, Angie, please. Sounds like fun. I would be happy to volunteer. Randy is another one that gives his all, so can't go wrong.
Great. Please go to the website and let us know. And there's a place that you can send your email and your name, and you can just say, yes, I would like to be a volunteer. I don't know that we have that page up and running, because there is a page to volunteer on. And if it's not up and running, it will be soon, and we will get that information from those people that don't have access to that page quite yet. Okay?
All right. Any other final questions or comments that anyone would like to pass on to Sherri? Again, if you stick them in later on, we'll forward those to Sherri. But if you have any off the top of your head right now, while you're thinking about that, let's go ahead and reveal tonight's trivia question answers. Okay, so for the Sleigh Driver Apparel Company, which funny and heartwarming Christmas movie can be described using the word spaghetti, snowball, and mailroom? The answer to that is Elf. All righty. And for the StuffForSanta.com, SchoolOfSantas.com trivia question. In the movie Elf, was on the Elf theme tonight, Buddy the Elf's birth father is a workaholic named Walter. Who is the actor that plays Walter? James Caan. James Caan on that one there.
All right, everybody, invite to share and invite your friends to our weekly Tuesday night live broadcast, as well as our Bob and Barry live preview shows on Mondays at 3 p.m. Central Time. And you can find us in both Facebook groups, Santa in the Business of Being Santa and Sat Bob's Live.
That's
Thank
correct.
you.
And Sherri, thank you for coming on the Tuesday night live show and giving us your time and sharing so much with us all. God bless you, and thank you so much. Good luck on unpacking all that stuff.
We're still working on it, but thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Again, that's a process in itself, is unpacking. Sherri, dear, this has been a fun hour, and thank you for all you do. And thanks to all of our sponsors and to all of you, our viewers, for tuning in and giving us a moment of your time. And thank you so much for all the support. Most of all, thank you for rallying around Spangle and giving him the support that he so much needs right now. For anyone who is close to Spangle, you know how much he and Daisy May were tied at the hip, how much they loved each other, how much of a fun, loving couple they were. And, he needs his friends right now. And most of his friends are in the clowning and Santa community. So, guys, reach out, help him out anywhere you can. Buy a few products, even if it's just something small. Anything that you buy or contribute to the, excuse me for going blank for a minute, StuffForSanta.com. has a memorial page that Jessica Rosa, the photographer, put up. If you would like to donate in lieu of flowers, you can go there and give $1, give $100, give $1,000. It's up to you. But if you got any compassion in your heart, help him out. He's going to struggle for a few months financially. This is a great big hit for him. And we just want to thank you all so much for doing that. Sherri, we're going to close the show out. If you would like to stay with us, and we'll chat back in the green room after we close out the live. That way we can thank you properly. And again, remember that you can catch a recorded replay of this and every Tuesday night live show on both the Sat Bob's Home Group and the Sat Bob's Live Group. Remember to join us for our next Tuesday Night Live each week, 7 p.m., same claws time, same claws channel. Thank you, Barry. Great show. Thank you, Angela, for all you do for us. Thank you to our sponsors, Derek Dugan and Spangle the Clown. And Sherri, most of all, thank you, dear, so much. And great success on So Santa. Get it all unpacked. Continue to make all the great stuff that everyone loves to wear. And good luck on the reunion coming up. Can't wait for it. I know it's a whole year away, but gosh, it's something to look forward to. Thank you, guys. Until next week, thank you, and God bless.
Hey, remember everybody, next week there will not be a show due to Daisy May's memorial service. So we'll take next Tuesday night off, and we'll see you the following Tuesday.
And I might say, since you mentioned that, if we can, real quick, because I don't know that everyone has seen, that is April 5th. The visitation with Spangle will be at 6 Central Time, 6 p.m. Central Time. The memorial service starts, that is Tuesday, at 7 p.m. These are both Tuesdays. There will be a early dinner at 4:30 at the Golden Corral. To sign up for that, because they're asking that you put your name in the hat ahead of time, get with Jessica Rosa or look at the memorial that she's put out for it. The address for the funeral home is 500 East Walnut Street. That's in Springfield, Missouri. That's down near downtown, the college area. 500 East Walnut. So if you're looking forward to getting up there and supporting Spangle in person, that's a great way to do it. All right. Again, thanks, everyone. We'll see you next week, and see you Monday on the Bob and Barry Show at 3 p.m.
See you next week after next on the Tuesday Night Live Show. God bless you, and we do this because we care. Good night.